Hey everybody, I just wanted to take a few minutes to encourage you today. I wanted to say Merry Christmas, Happy Christmas Eve, and Merry Christmas to you and your families. And I just felt from my heart, from our Father, to encourage you. I know each year Christmas becomes more and more special to me, and what He spoke to my heart today was one sentence, that God became man. God became man, the incarnation of God becoming man. Jesus being born. And I don't care if it's, tomorrow or not. It's just the whole point that the whole world basically takes today and celebrates it and celebrates it. And I just said, Father, it just overwhelms me on what that means. It means that you are the God kind. God became a human being. God became a human being. Let Him speak to your heart what that means. And it's so beautiful. And I said, tell me more. And He said, Dawn, we, meaning the Trinity, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, were in this beautiful huddle before the foundation of the world. And they were saying, let us show mankind. Let us show Dawn. Let us show John. Let us show Terry. Let us show them who they are, because they knew what Adam would do. And he knew that Adam would get us into that whole system of sin and death. And they already had this amazing love plan. They already did. But sin marred our mindset. It never marred God. It never did. He just saw us enslaved to a system that was killing us. And so what they did, it was Jesus going, oh yeah, Daddy, I'll go. I'll show Dawn how valuable she is. I'll show Margie how precious she is. I'm going to show them who they are and how valuable they are, that I'm going to become a man so they can see what God thinks about them and who God is. Jesus is the truth about you, and Jesus is the truth about me. And what it says there in John 10 is that Jesus said, no one takes my life from me. I lay it down freely. And in the Greek there, it says the word for I have the power to lay it down is I have the free choice. It says I have the privilege. Jesus thinks it's a privilege that He became a man. He wanted to. His heart was for you. You are His joy that was set before Him. And He came. And He fulfilled that whole system of trying to do to become. He fulfilled that the law of life, I like to say, because He obeyed the Father in that He was a son and that He didn't lift one finger to justify Himself, that the Father did it all. Because what happened was Jesus died away our sin and death on the cross, and Jesus was thinking of you on the cross. Our Father was thinking of you, going, oh, there's my boy that's going to show him all the truth about who they are, because they're my sons, they're my daughters. I've got to show them and rescue them and ransom them from this system that was killing them. And that was due to have, due to be, try in your own strength, which we could never do. And so God rescued us. He rescued us so good from that system, all by His grace, His divine influence upon our hearts. Now He wants to convince us of this truth. So that's what the Holy Spirit was feeling in me today, what our Father, Son, and Holy Spirit thought about me before the foundation of the world. And they were excited about this love plan to save us. For God so loved the world, He gave His only begotten Son. It says in Isaiah 9 that, a child was born, but a son was given. A son was given for you. A son was given for me. And Jesus walked this earth in a human body to show you how valuable you are. And then when He was crucified and died, He was dead 3 days. And guess what? What made Him a son is that He didn't lift a finger to justify Himself, to raise Himself up. He trusted in the Father. He trusted in the Father to do it all. And we can look how our Father treats a sinner, because Jesus was filled with all the sin unto death. And He conquered that sin and He conquered that death when He died it away. And our Father, 3 days later, rose Him up. And that will show you how our Father will treat you and me. Because if you want to know how God will treat you, look how He treated Jesus when He was full of sin, when He died, when the sin killed Him and He died away death. And our Father raised Him up. And that's what our Father does to us. He resurrects us. But it's all our Father's doing. So what makes us, it says Jesus became gave us the privilege to become sons of God. And what that means there, the honor to become sons of God, because that's what we are. That's what Jesus came to show us. So that I just think of that little baby, that our Father just grew him up so tenderly, because he said, sacrifice and offering I didn't want. He doesn't want our sacrifices. He doesn't want our offerings. But he said, a body you have prepared for me. Jesus said in Psalm 40, a body, Father. Our Father never wanted any of us to die. So he raised up a body in Jesus Christ. He became a human being for us to die away all the sin and death, and to show us what God's like, and to show us the value of us. And so what made Jesus a son is that he believed the Father to raise him up. He believed the Father, and that's all our Father wants to do today, is earn our trust. So it's just a beautiful message, because I know the last couple of days I was struggling with my value, and Jesus just kept speaking this to my heart. He said, Dawn, I'm the value of you. You're looking into the mirror of, the wrong mirror. You're looking to this world to show you. He said, there's nothing in this world that'll ever prove your sonship. He said, the mirror about you is me and what I've done for you. And in the incarnation and the life and the death and the resurrection, that Jesus getting resurrected into immortality, into a human in the Godhead, is what declares us sons of God. And so when Jesus returns, that's what we shall be. So I just pray our Father speaks to your heart about how God became a human. And this is what we celebrate. And just ask him to show you what that means for you, because there's no proof of our sonship. I know a lot of us may not have things exactly how we'd like them to be today, maybe with family or friends. And it's trying to have a voice to us about our value, that look at you. You don't even have anyone to celebrate with. Look at you, look at you. And Jesus is saying, yeah, look at you. You're worth me. Look at you. I'm the value of you. Look at you. You are my glory. You are my son. You are my daughter. And Jesus is always trying to captivate our thoughts and our hearts and our minds to look above, because that is where the only proof of our sonship is in the Godhead, is in the beautiful, immortal, glorified Jesus Christ. In human flesh, there's a man in the Godhead. So I just pray that you just ask our Father, what does that mean for you today? And that is how God showing you that truth of the value of you, the beauty of you, that you are his son, that you are his daughter, that you're loved and treasured beyond measured. And he's been dreaming of you before the foundation of the world. The divine ones, Elohim, has been dreaming of you before the foundation of the world to give you his quality of life, but he can only give it to you freely. You can't do anything to get it. And that's what Jesus showed us. Jesus showed us at every point how he believed the Father unto death, and then our Father raised him up. And that's what our Father does for us. So Merry Christmas. Have a great day. Know you're loved and prayed for, and have a quick Trinity meeting and say, Father, tell me what that means. Tell me what that means that there's a human in the Godhead, and let him resurrect you and produce his life in you, his love and joy and peace and goodness and kindness. And be encouraged that you're his beautiful masterpiece. All his thoughts are towards you. He can't get you off his mind. And that Christmas really is all about you. You are the reason for the season. You are the reason that a child was born, a son was given. You are the reason for that little baby being born, Jesus, and for him going to the cross and his life, death, and resurrection. You are that reason. That's how valuable you are. So just have that quick Trinity meeting with our Father and ask him what that means for you today, and know you're loved and prayed for. So have a good day. Just have a great time with the Trinity, because they celebrate you today. So Merry Christmas.